early morning. I wanted to obviously come and really drop you this video because I know you expected it to drop, but I couldn't. So let's get deep into this beautiful game of football in here onto the Rokani Media Football. Smash the like button, comment and share. If you're watching us for the very first time, endeavor to subscribe to this channel so as not to miss out on stories that we do upload in here on a daily. And we are live onto the Rokani Media Football. And what are we going to be discussing? It's all about the game of Arsenal versus a side of Aston Villa in there for you. And my God, how come the thumbnail is like this? Sorry. Let me change the thumbnail. Some editing has to be done here. Sorry about it. All right, that is it. And that's how we've gone ahead of this rectify it, and I now think the thumbnail has gone ahead to change. So we are gonna do this with how many hours left to the game? With how many hours left for us to do the game? So let's jelly in. Arsenal is going to be playing the side of Aston Villa. They are going to be playing the Midlands, and guess what? We are here to break it down like never before. Arsenal comes into this game of football after beating a side known as Brentford by 2-0. Aston Villa left it late, Aston Villa left it late, and they played a team known as Brighton, and they beat Brighton by 4-3, and they are away. That is a very huge input in there for you. That is the side of Arsenal in there for you. So for everyone that is already part of this, thank you for obviously being part of this video, and thank you for keeping it Rokani Media Football in here onto this beautiful channel of ours in there. So we have people from Kenya watching in through, Abu Dhabi, and very many others. You understand? So the game of football is going to be played at Villa Park, and it capacitates 42,000. And 4 hours from now, that's when this game of football is obviously going to be played down there. So I want to let you know that it's really going to be a very high intensive game if you've gone ahead obviously be following up onto what has always gone ahead to be happening into this game. Aston Villa is one of those hard nuts to crack. In the last 9 games, they've only lost 1, meaning that they are not into the 3rd position where they are by mistake. You get? They are there because they've worked for it and they deserve to be there. They are not there because they've gone ahead to really do a cheat code or what, but they've gone ahead to put in a very huge shift that requires them to be there. You understand? So that is the side of Aston Villa. Now, let's get deep into this beautiful game of football and really see what your thoughts are about it. You understand? Now, for the side of Aston Villa, I want to let you know that they are 3rd on the Premier League table. Arsenal is 1st on the Premier League table. No doubt about that. It doesn't need even rocket science to explain. Then, total points. Aston Villa are having 27 points and Arsenal are having 33 points. You know? Then, goals scored. Aston Villa has gone ahead to score 20 goals and a club known as Arsenal has gone ahead to score 27 goals. So it shows you that Arsenal has gone ahead to score more 7 goals than a side of Aston Villa. 14 goals conceded by Aston Villa. Arsenal has gone ahead to concede 7, meaning that Aston Villa has gone ahead to concede 7 more than a club known as Arsenal. So, shots. Aston Villa have 114 shots. 58 of those have been on target. 56 of those have been off target. Arsenal has 146 shots at the goal of the opponents they've gone ahead to face in the Premier League. 71 have been on target and 75 have been off target, with Arsenal having 56 shots blocked and 49 shots for Aston Villa have been blocked. Aston Villa have a passing accuracy of 84.62%, and then Arsenal has 85.29%. That is the passing accuracy in there for you. Points gained from losing positions. Oh, Aston Villa has gained 12 and Arsenal has gone ahead to obviously gain 6. That means that Arsenal might have found themselves in a position of not really being in those losing positions a lot. 2 points dropped from a winning position. That is from a club known as Aston Villa, and even Arsenal has dropped 2 points from the winning positions in there for you. And I think those points for Arsenal were dropped when Arsenal is playing Sunderland, as Sunderland scored first, Arsenal leveled. They went ahead to obviously take a lead through that very beautiful goal from Leandro Trossard, and then they lost 2 points through an equalizer from Brobbey in there for you. Aston Villa, recent game in the Premier League, they beat Brighton by 3 to 4 goals, and Arsenal beat Brentford by 2-0. That is it. Arsenal has really taken a lot of times without losing in there for you. Now, let's get to their previous meetings. Aston Villa and Arsenal have met 188 times. Aston Villa has won 66 games. Arsenal has won 82 games, and they've gone ahead to draw 40 times. Now, last season, all in the previous 3 meetings, the side of Aston Villa has gone ahead to bossy Arsenal. And how have they gone ahead to bossy Arsenal? Last season, at the Emirates, the game ended 2-2, 18th January 2025. Then, in August, Arsenal went ahead to beat Aston Villa at home by 2-0. You understand? So, that means Arsenal has to replicate this. They have to come up loud and obviously put in a very huge shift altogether and win this beautiful game, if they are to obviously claim what they think is theirs. And what does Arsenal think is theirs? It's all about a Premier League trophy. If Arsenal do think that trophy is theirs and they have to claim it, they have to come out and obviously beat a side known as they have to come and beat a side known as Aston Villa, because even last time they went ahead and obviously beat it. So all they have to do is to continue doing what they did last season. I told you that what Arsenal has gone ahead to do this season, they've gone ahead to continue keeping the positives, and they've gone ahead to really look at what we call the negatives, and they've gone ahead to really make them right. The wrongs have not been maintained and the positives have been maintained. So in this particular aspect, what are we talking about? We are talking about the wrongs. You understand? And the wrongs have come up to obviously be rectified. And today they have another chance to maintain the positive result they got from a man known as Aston Villa. Remember, they beat him 2-0 last season. And can they come up and obviously do the same? That is where we are right now here onto the Rokani Media Football. So we wait and see what Arsenal has today for Aston Villa, because I tell you what, it's really gonna be a highly heated up game. You understand? Now, let's obviously get into the team news, right? The team news for Aston Villa, they don't have Emiliano Martinez, formerly at Arsenal, crossed to Aston Villa, turned out to be a world-class goalkeeper. Then, he has what we call a back injury. Ross Barkley is having an injury. Tron Mings is having a thigh injury. And all those are not expected to show up in here today. But apart from those three players being out, the rest of the players are readily available for picks from the manager of Aston Villa, who was formerly managing a side known as Arsenal. And guess what? He was sacked. That's why every time he's playing Arsenal, he tells his players that we need to prove ourselves right, that they went ahead to obviously make to make a wrong decision. And the wrong decision was bringing in Arteta, something that I believe it's not okay. I think Unai Emery has a point, and the point is he was not given time like that Mikel Arteta was given to build a side. And we don't know exactly what they agreed on when they're obviously signing the guy. That is the most important bit of it all. We have to obviously ask ourselves what will went ahead to happen when they're really signing this guy. So, if they agreed that he should come up and obviously and win trophies and never won any, then they had a reason to sack him, you know? So, that is it for the side of Arsenal in there for you. Now, for Arsenal, who is away? Kai Havertz, away. Gabriel Magalhaes is away. Mosquera can't play. For Saliba and Leandro Trossard, we wait to see whether they will arrive with the squad at the side of Villa Park. And it's not yet far off from now, because it's like 4 hours from now when this game of football is obviously going to be kickstarting in there for you. So we will be waiting to see whether those two will be arriving with a squad in there for you. So that is Arsenal for you. But if you are to put out all those players in total, I think they're really having like 5 players out injured as the club of Arsenal in there for you. So let's get into the probable starting 11 for the club of Arsenal, you know. And the system 4-3-3, that is it. And Arsenal know it very well that as they head into this game, they can go 8 points clear ahead of Man City. As Man City is 5 points behind them, they can go 8 points clear, because the club of Arsenal is playing the weekend opener. You understand? So they can go how many points clear? 8. And they would have gone ahead, obviously, add more pressure onto the side of Man City. So this game is really very crucial for the club of Arsenal. So we head to the probable starting 11. In goal, obviously, David Raya will come up to represent, to be in between the stitches for the club of Arsenal. That is David Raya for you. You understand? Now, for David Raya to be in between the stitches, that will be something really great for the side of Arsenal in there for you. And he kept a clean sheet after 3 consecutive Premier League games where he never kept a clean sheet. In the game of Sunderland, where he conceded 2, Spurs he conceded 1, Chelsea conceded 1, and he got back to keeping a clean sheet level by keeping it against Brentford. Can he keep it against Aston Villa? We wait and see how things will pan out in there for you, you know. Now, from there, we obviously head into what we call the central defense, the back 4. Right back, with what he put up when they are playing against Brentford at Emirates, nobody can deny him a starting position in this team. I'm talking about Benjamin White Blanco, right? Benjamin White Blanco should be coming through and obviously feature predominantly into this probable starting 11 for the club of Arsenal, right? From there, we obviously get to the left back position. Ricardo Carafiori. With them playing, is it Club Brugge in the midweek? I think you cannot bring in Lewis Kelly in such a level game. You know, you have to get in a player who you really believe is good and he has the maturity. Meaning that for Lewis Kelly, he will be responsible for starting in that game in the midweek. But here again, I don't see him coming in through to start. And this is where I say I filled Ricardo Carafiori into my left back position in there for you, because I know exactly what it means for him to feature into this big game in here. From there, we go to the central defense. You know, with Saliba doubtful, Gabriel Magalhaes doubtful, Mosquera doubtful, how will it obviously line up? Obviously, we got a snippet of how it will line up as Mosquera got off and Julian Timber came on through. That means Mosquera, left-sided centre-back, and right-sided centre-back is really going to be Julian Timber. Now, for every Arsenal fan who is worried about all those people that are really listening to, I feel for you, because you haven't gone ahead, obviously, understand or really understand the assignment. And you've not been following up onto Julian Timber a lot. Now, you've seen Julian Timber playing as right back at the club of Arsenal. Let me bring you up to speed. Timber was not a right back. However much he could play across all that entire back line and also play in the midfield, Julian Timber was a centre back, natural born centre back, and his best capabilities come out when he's being played as a centre back. So, for all of you who are really crying, we don't have these players, we are obviously done as a club of Arsenal, I really laugh at you, and I'm like, do you know Julian Timber? And today, you are going to know why Timber is Timber. Why Timber is Timber. I tell you, it will not happen just in a day. You understand? It will take some time to showcase and really happen. But I tell you what, Timber is Timber, and him partnering with Hincapi is going to be a very good combination, because they really looked good when they played against Brentford. And this time round, they are going to be facing Oli Watkins at the Villa Park. And I think they have all what it takes to deal with the lad. That is it. So that is my back five. I don't know what your thoughts are about it, but that's my back five for this particular fixture of Arsenal versus a team known as Aston Villa that is going to be played at the stadium known as Villa Park. Let's head to the central midfield. Martin Zubimendi. Yeah? You people. This lad is really special. I love what he puts out on the field of play, and by far he's one of the best CDMs in the league. And if I told you one of the best CDMs in the league, I'm talking about the Premier League, that earmarks you to be one of the best midfielders in the world. Not so? So that is Zubimendi for you. I think Zubi will come in through to play as a CDM in this particular fixture, and I think a lot will go his way in there for you. Then another player who was doubtful and really never finished the game of Brentford, but he spoke to Sky Sports and told them that he's okay, and even the manager looks like he's really doing okay. You understand? That is Declan Rice. I see him coming in through and obviously putting in a very huge shift in there altogether. That is my lad known as Declan Rice in there for you. So, if Declan Rice is coming in through putting a very huge shift altogether, that means that box-to-box role is very, very sorted. Not so? That means it's sorted to the max. And the number 10, Odegaard started, looked very well, but remember, there was a player that had gone ahead to obviously put in a very huge shift, when he was away. He goes by names of Ebelechi Eze, and a decision has to be made on whether Eze comes in through, or the other guy comes in through. Now, what decision should be taken by the manager? My people in there. Should it be Eze or Martin Odegaard? Should it be Eze or Martin Odegaard? That is the big question in there for you. So, Rokani David and the team of the Rokani Media Football have gone in for Martin Odegaard, the captain. Because in a game like this, you need to have what we call total control of the game in that midfield. As for them, they're having Onana, Kamara, they're really having a very workaholic midfield, and Tielemans. Now, that midfield, it will be Kamara, Tielemans, and maybe Buendia in there. It's really a very hard midfield to break, meaning that you'll need a genius like Martin Odegaard to do the needful. And for Ebelechi Eze, you know where he performs best, Though in a game like this, he can really take over that central role and really look like a beast. But I go Martin Odegaard in that position because I saw the brilliance, and the comfort that Martin Odegaard and Zubimendi bring to that midfield of Arsenal. That's why I would, at any one time, continue to put in a very huge shift in there altogether that binds or that really puts these two people together. You get? So, let's get to the right forward. Benched against a team known as Brentford and came on late and scored a goal. I think Noni Madueke goes back to the bench and Bukayo Saka comes in fresh, because he played in 30 minutes, right? 30 minutes into his legs to obviously keep him fit to prepare him for this big encounter of Aston Villa versus Arsenal. So I get in Bukayo Saka to come in through and represent to the fullest. Then left forward, Gabriel Martinelli looked ugly in that Brentford fixture. As I've already told you, I don't want to start him. And all I can do is to play him off the bench. And guess who starts? With Leandro Trossard away, I go with Ebelechi Eze into this starting 11 of my probable team. So I get Ebelechi Eze off the left. Why do I put him off the left? I know that he's not a direct player like Bukayo Saka. Saka is predictable and you know what he's obviously going to be doing. But for Ebelechi Eze, he's a different kind of player altogether. He will open up any defense. Even if you pack yourselves anyhowly, he'll come up and obviously break it through his skill set catalog. He can find out a pass, and he is a beast. You cannot bully him that he's really not energetic. He has enough energy to make things roll. That is Ebelechi Eze for you in there. So, if Eze is doing so, then I think that will be a very wonderful team. Now, leading the line, Mikel Merino or Victor Gyökeres. Guys, Gyökeres has been coming off the bench and he has really looked good. He has really looked good. He has really looked good in there at the club of Arsenal. But recently, Mikel Merino has been looking good. He has been in good shape. He has put in a very huge shift in there for you. That is Mikel Merino for you. So, of the two, I obviously choose this man. Mikel Merino comes in through to lead my line. That is it. I know Victor Gyökeres is good, but you are going into a very important game. If I'm Arteta, I start Gyökeres in the next game. You understand? In the midweek game, where they're obviously going to be playing against a side called Club Brugge. The Jesus of this world, I start all of them, But in this fixture, I don't start them. That is it. I don't start them. I play them off the bench. So that is my probable starting 11, and that means my bench should be having Kepa Zebalaga, Lewis Kelly, Nogard, Noni Madueke, Waneri, Jokeres, Gabriel Jesus. Who else? So my bench will look as follows. So that is my probable starting 11. You know, what are your thoughts about it? You know, tell me, who do you start and who do you really take out into that probable starting 11 of mine? Because we might share different thoughts, but you can obviously come in and really let me know, who do you start and who do you obviously throw under the bus. That is my probable starting 11 for the club of Arsenal versus a side known as Aston Villa. For Aston Villa, Bizot in goal, Cash right back, left back Digne, right back Konsa, right-sided centre-back, left-sided centre-back, that is Torres in there. Then Kamara, Tielemans and Buendia. Kamara, Tielemans and McGinn, midfield 3. Front 3, they'll be having Watkins, Morgan Rogers. I think Morgan Rogers is going to be played in the midfield 3. Then McGinn, left forward, Watkins, centre forward, and Edward Bundia will be played as a left forward in there for you. So I think for Villa, they would have gone ahead, obviously, form up a very good team that Arsenal will have to really feel and dance to their tunes, because it's really going to be a highly competed for game at the Villa Park. Arsenal is really having the edge to win this game of football, but they will need to do lots of things right, because when you're playing against Aston Villa in a game of this caliber, you have to understand that they have a lot to fight for. They also want to qualify for the Champions League. Last season they failed out and they're playing the UEFA Europa League. This time round, all they want is to get into the UEFA Europa League. And by the way, when he was playing Brighton, he rested Yuri Tielemans, Buendia, Lucas Digne, Daniel Malin in there for you. You know, they do have Victor Lindelof. Jordan Sancho was one of the unused substitutes, and I don't know whether the manager will throw him in. But all in all, I want to let you know that it is a good side for a side known as Aston Villa. And if you are really a purist of football and you enjoy watching games of football that are really very tension-giving, this is the side you should be at. You understand? This is the side you should be at. I want to let you know that it's the best side for you to be at in here onto the Rokani Media Football. So you have every reason to tune in and watching, because you will enjoy this to the fullest. So let's get to the how are they termed? They are the match facts. Like when these teams have gone ahead to meet, what has gone ahead to transpire? 1, since their return to the competition in 2019, Aston Villa have won 5 of their 12 Premier League games against Arsenal. You've had 1 draw and 6 losses, as many as they had in the previous 45 against the Gunners before relegation. 14 draws and 26 losses. Ever since they returned from relegation, they're really giving Arsenal a very huge headache. Secondly, at no away ground has Arsenal won more Premier League games than they have against Aston Villa at Villa Park. 15, level with Selhurst Park. Meaning that Arsenal's gone ahead to go to Villa Park and they've gone ahead to really turn it out into their winning zone. And we wait to see whether it extends today or Villa puts it to a halt. Thirdly, since their return to the Premier League in 2019, Aston Villa have lost 6 of their 8 games against sides starting the day top of the table. 1 win and 1 draw. However, their only win is in this run came at home to Arsenal in December 2023. So, however much they've lost to 6 of their last 8 games when they're really facing teams that start the day on top of the table. The last time they really beat a team that was on top of the table was at Arsenal, and it happened at the Villa Park. Will history repeat itself, all Arsenal will rewrite history today. We wait. Since losing this exact fixture in August last season, Aston Villa have lost just one of their last 25 league home games. They've won 16 and they've drawn 8. They've won each of their last 5 at Villa Park since going down 3-1 against Crystal Palace in August. Now, the side is tough. In 25 Premier League games, they've won 16 and they've drawn 8, meaning that they've only lost 1. You understand? They've only lost 1, meaning that Arsenal has to come and really, and I think that one they've lost, was it against Arsenal again? Arsenal have lost just one of their last 21 Premier League away games, 11 wins and 9 draws, going down 1-0 at Liverpool in August. Each of their last 3 away defeats have been 2-0, with the Gunners unbeaten in 30 on the road when scoring at least once in the match. 21 wins, 9 draws. The other match fact reads, 8 of Arsenal's last 13 Premier League away games, 8 of Arsenal's last 13 Premier League away goals have been headers, including 6 of their 9 on the road this season. Meanwhile, 4 of the last 6 home goals Aston Villa have conceded in the Premier League have been headed, including each of the last 3 in a row. So, the last 3 goals they've gone ahead to concede as Villa have been courtesy of headers, aerial prowess. And who are the kings of aerial prowessness? It goes by names of Arsenal. So, it's really going to be a highly heated up game. And I'm reading these match facts to obviously paint a picture for you on what you expect this game to be like, to look like at what we call the Villa Park, as Arsenal hosts a team known as Aston Villa hosts Arsenal. Since the start of March, no side has won more Premier League games than Aston Villa. They've won 16, level with Manchester City. The Villains have won 8 of their last 9 league games, with the expectation a 2 loss at Liverpool in November. Now, Villa is in fine form. Arsenal is in fine form, though Arsenal is really levels. That is it, Arsenal haven't conceded more than twice in any of their last 108 games in all competition. The outright longest run of any team in English Football League, surpassing Manchester United's 107 between 2016 and 2018. So, Arsenal is doing what big teams do. Of the 40 managers to have taken charge of 100 plus Premier League away games, Mikel Arteta has the 4th highest win rate of 53%, won 59 out of the 112. Indeed, he's one of the only 5 to have won more than half of their 100 plus away games, along with Pep Guardiola, Sir Alex Ferguson, Jurgen Klopp, and Jose Mourinho. Now, if you're having your manager, and one of the records he holds of really winning, because the most important thing in the game of football is winning, is in reference to Pep Guardiola, Sir Alex Ferguson, Jurgen Klopp, and Jose Mourinho, you need to know that you are really having gold. You are really having gold, in your jewel, that is your gold in your jewel, that is it. Oli Watkins scored twice in Aston Villa's 4-3 win over Brighton last time out, having netted just twice in his previous 18 Premier League games. The striker also has 6 goals in 10 Premier League games against Arsenal, only netting more against Brighton. So, that means Arsenal's crown in the jewel is that, and we're here to wait and see how things will pan out. Now, I know you are here waiting for Rokani, your prediction. All right. Here I come in peace to obviously bring you my prediction, because I know you're really waiting for it. Aston Villa 1, Arsenal 2. That's my prediction. I go in for an Arsenal win. They have all what it takes to collect 3 points at the side of Aston Villa. But if Villa is to shock Arsenal, I think they'll shock them with a draw. But I don't think that Arsenal will obviously drop 3 points there, not even 2. I think they are walking away with the 3 points, as their bench speaks volumes if at all you've been following up on what they've been doing in here. Now, I'm having Nzau David. Good morning, Aradi. David Wambuya from Kenya. Kenya people, how are you? Mambo VP. Nabs Football Talk. Good morning, Mr. Aradi. Good morning, Nabs. We're gonna win this game. I like your analysis. I've been to Uganda, Kasese, Hima Cement, Ate, Matoke. You man, you were in Kenya talking about Matoke. You like Ugandan Matoke. Obviously, Kenya, you are so much into, it's called what? Ugali, and you eat ugali. You eat meat without soup. Eh? That's what I hate about Kenya. Eh? Meat without soup. Not really. That's not really my dish. You understand? But there is this other, your staple food. Is it maize and beans? Eh? What is it called? Eh? Wambuya, please come to my restaurant and let me know what that is called. Blue Jordan said, good morning, bro. I'm live, all right. Then Zuma Richard, good morning, bro. Aradi, thanks for the headlines. I love your updates, thank you. Then Obule says, I'm watching from Adijumani. So people in Adjumani, Boboen is coming your way today, right? I think you will welcome him very well in the Enoch Tumwine. Good morning, Aradi. Good morning, Robert. Good morning, Mr. Rokani. Thanks for the update. Nabs Football Talk. Thank you, Mr. Aradi, for my team sports analysis. I'm watching you live from Abu Dhabi. All right, Abu Dhabi. 5 fingers out for watching through. Then Mubarak says, my worries are always struggling in these early kickoffs. Every team struggles. Even if Aston Villa, they'll also struggle, So nobody doesn't struggle off. This is Moki. Morning, Aradi. Hope my team Arsenal will do the needful. Obviously, they will. Nasif Sentongo, thank you for your analysis, bro. All right. Odeka Dennis, thanks, Aradi, for the show. I like Arsenal. They win by 2 goals to 0. All right. Inziko Cosmas, good morning, Aradi. I'm seeing Arsenal 3-1 win. All right. Lubega Chris, I'm right. I'm good. Nabs Football Talk. It should be Odegaard. All right. And I've gone ahead, obviously, put Odegaard in there for you. Then David Sozi from Dubai. Thanks, bro, for your time and effort. We are watching you live from Dubai. Emma Okorio Oriokot. Me, I need a 1-3 win. Obviously. Otabong Joel Stefan. Good morning, Aradi. I hope to win the game, but also believe that Villa is one tough opponent. All right. Then Otabong says, I believe that today is the day for Gyökeres to prove himself again. Thanks for the great work there in bro. But anyone who thinks that Gyökeres is supposed to prove himself, I don't think that they've really watched football. For a man who has just gone ahead to come in through, he has, I think, 6 goals, 4 in the Premier League and a brace in he has a brace in the Champions League, He has gone ahead to do what he's supposed to do. And when he had gone ahead to hit form, the bad thing is that he went ahead to obviously get injured. And now, he would have gone ahead obviously score some good number of goals in there for you. But 12 games in the Premier League, 4 goals so far, I think that's not bad. And one thing people tend to forget is players, all teams, tend to score more goals when they are into what we call the second half of the season. And Gyökeres will hit double figures. That is it. I tell you, he will hit double figures. That is it. This season in the Premier League alone. I know he has some more 10 goals to go. And that is Victor Gyökeres in there for you. So guys, thank you very much for watching through. And for everyone who has been watching us from whichever corner of the world, this is the Rokani Media Football. And hope you guys are doing fine. What I mean is that he struggles facing physical teams, but he doesn't really. It's not about facing physical teams. It's all about these people, all his team really creating him chances. And that is it. If there is anything that you would want to see this lad do, give him chances, because he has shown us that he's real clinical. And if you give him those chances, he'll kill them off. No doubt about him. So that is all about a man called Victor Gyökeres. So I sign out. See you later when the game of football really done. But I'm obviously going to be doing an upload in the next 1 hour. And then an hour to the game, I'll be live bringing you the confirmed team news of every team in here for you.